Paranormal Punches is part of the Podbelly Network. Go to podbelly.com for more great podcasts.
Hey, y'all. This is Frank the Bigfoot, and you're listening to the Paranormal Punchers.
Hey, friends. Welcome to another episode of Paranormal Punchers. I'm Mark.
I'm Alicia.
I'm Nash.
No Dave.
No Dave. But that is possibly relevant to what we're talking about today.
Oh.
Okay, I'll see how you tie it in. We are going to talk about the mill race monster.
Oh, my turn?
Nope.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
We're going to talk about the mill race monster, and then on the second half, we have listener paranormal experience, and we got some fun Q&A, and then we got some announcements. So hopefully this is a fun episode. Mm-hmm. Now it's you, Alicia.
Oh, okay. Now, the mill race monster is a bipedal 6 to 7 foot tall Bigfoot creature that was seen in the 83-acre Mill Race Park in Columbus, Indiana in 1974. And it launched the largest monster hunt in
Columbus,
the U.S.
Indiana?
Yeah, Columbus.
That was Columbus, Ohio.
No.
What did you look up for today?
I know.
I did. I looked up the exact same thing, but it was Columbus, Ohio.
No, it's Indiana.
I think
Is
it's
it?
Indiana.
Indiana.
Oh, well, shoot. That blows a lot of my
Those notes are going in the garbage?
Yeah, there's a fair
Oh,
amount.
no. Well, anyway, so it launched the largest monster hunt in U.S. history. Now, in the 1950s, Mill Race Park was known as Death Valley by the residents because the location was assailed by rodents and flooding. But it eventually became a place for picnicking and family outings and for teenagers to, have rendezvous. In its dense wooded areas made it a serene location as well as the perfect hiding place for the unknown.
When they say rodents, I'm assuming rats?
I'm assuming rats.
Because let me tell you about rodents. Squirrels.
Yeah.
They've been coming on my porch, eating at my grill, chewing through the grill cover to get at the scrapings.
Really?
Yes.
That's because you don't clean your grill.
I put a cover over it.
Oh, God. You got to clean it up, man.
I got squirrel spray, didn't stop them, so I packed the grill up and put it away, see if I remove the problem.
Yeah.
That they'll stop coming on the porch. The next step is it's war.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
I mean live traps.
Well,
I'll
they're
take
super.
them down to the
They're
park.
crazy, wicked smart, so they can work around anything.
I tell you, I think I'm smarter.
Okay.
Anyways,
on.
sorry to derail. That just wanted to let everybody know about my fight with the squirrels around here.
Now, on November 1st, 1974, 4 young women spotted the monster around 3 p.m. between 2 trees in the Mill Race Park near the paved boat ramp that led into the East Fork of the White River. That was a long sentence. I'm sorry. The terrified group was able to escape and immediately went to the police. They said that what they saw was a large, green, hairy creature.
Well, Harry, maybe.
Okay.
But anyway, go ahead.
Okay. Now, their names weren't ever revealed, and I don't know if that's because they were, I think, underage or whatever. But anyway, later that same evening, 2 women decided to stop in the park to chat and eat some fast food that they had picked up. The only one of the pair to ever come forward regarding this event was Tyra Cataline. In her words from an interview that happened 40 years after this event, it was a typical evening shortly after Halloween, and we decided to go take our dinner down to the park and eat it and talk, and we were just kind of staring out into the dark woods. Out from the woods comes this thing. It had to be at least 7 feet tall, if not taller. It was way taller than a normal man. It was then...
Well, I mean, not way taller. I mean, it's 7 foot. I'm 6'3".
Well, 7 feet's
Well, it's
pretty
taller
tall.
than you.
Yeah, I wouldn't say way taller. Well, they could be short. I mean, well, maybe they were back in the day, people were a little bit shorter. You never know.
I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, it was 1974, so it's
That's what I'm saying.
We're not
That's
talking about 1924.
We didn't have a lot of, only McDonald's was around, so a lot of preservatives didn't make us taller at that point.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
It was then at this point the hysterical girls were trapped inside their car, praying that it would leave. She continues, "It was beating on the windshield, trying to get in, and we were screaming. Who wouldn't be screaming? We thought we were going to die. I said, we've got to get out of here, but the driver's leg was shaking so badly she couldn't get the car started. While their car was being battered and mucus smeared."
Mucus. I know. I found a lot of mucus.
Yeah.
That's something you could soundbite right there. Like when somebody calls, you hear, "I found a lot of mucus."
Cataline, she was able to get a good look at it. There was a greenish tinge to him, the thing's face. I don't know if it had been in the river drinking and it got moss on it because there was so much slime on its face. It did have fangs, and he was trying to bite through the glass, and I was afraid he was going to tear the door off. Nothing has ever scared me as much as that.
It's not that smart, then, if it's trying to bite through the windshield.
Right. I imagine, when you used to go up to the window and you used to like do a blow face on the window, kind of like that, just going with your teeth at the same time and blowing snot all over it.
Yeah, that sounds like something you do all the time.
I'm just thinking that's maybe not the smartest thing to do.
A little bit of the description kind of made me think of the Swamp Thing.
Right. That's
yeah.
I actually wrote that down. Swamp Thing. Like Swamp Thing right there. I see.
Yeah.
I like Swamp Thing.
I see that.
Yeah. See.
I mean, I don't think in the comics Swamp Thing ever, was putting mucus on windshields. But
Right.
And he was fairly intelligent.
yeah.
So yeah, he wasn't
Wicked
trying
smart.
to. He wasn't trying to
Right.
eat windshields the hard way.
Eventually, the driver was able to figure out how to start the engine, and they made a quick getaway. Just like the encounter earlier in the day, they drove straight to the police to report what happened. According to Cataline, it just seemed like they were laughing about it. They said, "Oh, a monster. Really? Have you been drinking?" I said, "No, it's real. It's out there. You've got to go down there. It's out there and it's going to get somebody."
Now this was in '74. Mm-hmm. So my guess is they weren't drinking; is they were stoned.
Possibly.
Yeah.
You never know.
Well, when you go get McDonald's and go to the park to eat it,
Yeah.
there's a pretty good chance.
There's a pretty good chance. Yeah. You're partaking after your. Yeah.
So the officers, they decided to go out and look at the car. And it was at that point they finally started to believe what the girls were saying.
Covered in snot.
Yeah. They saw the damage. I guess there were scratches. And apparently there was a paw print on the hood. And there was a horrific stench coming from the car. It smelled like decomposed animals. They found nothing at the scene, though, at the park. And they just assumed everything would quiet down in the morning.
Just what would it be like to have your windshield covered in snot and then drive to the police office, and then look at your car? Would it just be like one solid booger? Your windshield boogerfied?
Well, I guess also the wind would just kind of
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like a slimy and then crusty. Oh, it'd be disgusting.
Oh, boy.
can't be good for the paint job.
No. Or like getting into like putting your key in the lock of it. It all depends on where if he was like a snot monster and he was trying to grasp at stuff, then the paw prints would have snot on it. There would be snot everywhere.
True.
Or if he was just having a hard time or allergies breathing while he was trying to eat through the glass.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
It's pretty solid theory.
Yeah. It's a lot of snot either way.
Now, a paper called The Republic printed a report on November 6th, so a few days later, which involved two men in their 20s. And it was at this point the creature was then dubbed the Mill Race Monster. They reported to police that what they saw was a large, hairy thing hiding behind the trees near the covered bridge at about 4 p.m. And then, again shortly before midnight, the men, who did not give their names, said after seeing the monster in the afternoon, they returned with binoculars that evening to get a better look.
Yeah, those binoculars.
Yeah.
I actually have that newspaper article.
Yeah.
Oh.
Headline: Mill Race Monster makes appearance after voting. The Mill Race Monster has returned.
How'd he vote?
We'll see. Apparently stepping out of the shadows Tuesday, long enough to scare two parkgoers and possibly cast his vote in local elections. County police reported 2 men in their 20s saw a large, hairy thing hiding behind trees near the covered bridge about 4 p.m. and again shortly after midnight. The men, who did not give police their names, said after seeing the monster Tuesday afternoon, they returned with binoculars that evening for a closer look. They told the police the monster was found and eventually chased them from the park. One of the men suggested an explanation for the newly found monster that had been left here in early fall by visitors from another planet. At that time, Columbus and much of the Midwest was flooded by sightings of unidentified flying objects. One political know-it-all, when hearing about the monster sighting Tuesday night, suggested it was a publicity-seeking candidate trying to begin an early campaign for office in 1976.
That's okay. So hold on. So a candidate dressed up like a snot monster is attacking people and then casting its vote. That's probably the worst idea to gain votes I've ever heard of in my life. you like attack somebody and then get them frightened out of their wits, and then hold up like a sign or some kind of a placard that says, vote red, vote blue, or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Read you the entire article.
Yeah, that's a bad idea. Whatever. Campaign? Who's in charge of the campaign? Yeah, they're fired. That's a bad idea.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Now, another newspaper, the Indianapolis Star, wrote about another sighting on November 9th, 1974, so a couple days after that. Two city dog catchers, Rick Duckworth and John Brown, were, in their words, studying ways to rescue cats.
Yeah. So, did you kind of theorize on what they were doing with the cats?
No. I know you did, so...
Well, there was another little... If you keep going, it says when the whole thing happened, they got the cats down. So they were just taking the cats and then, throw them into the trees.
Oh.
Yeah, which is... Okay, that's just an odd way to study how to catch cats.
Oh, so they put the cats up there?
So if you... in that article, there was just one little, throwaway sentences. They got the cats down... and then left. So they were taking cats, releasing them in the woods, or throwing them up into trees and scaring them up into trees. So I guess they could trap them and figure out how to get them out
This is
of
all
trees.
speculation.
No, it's in the article. You pull up the article.
What, that they were throwing cats up in the trees?
So how would you get if there was a sentence that said they got their cats down? What does that mean?
I see where you're going with it.
Okay.
Yeah. The cats were in the trees. Okay, and they were studying on how to catch cats. So what the hell were they doing with these cats? They were putting them in trees.
Okay. Makes sense. I thought studying how to get cats out of trees was code for smoking marijuana.
That's what I really think what it is. And other hallucinogenics.
Studying ways to rescue cats in the trees in the park when they saw the monster about 200 feet away. Rick then chased after it. He said that when he started towards it, the beast took off, in his words, as fast as a deer and disappeared into the woods. Now, the two men obtained a ladder and rescued the two cats from the tree.
See? What the heck were they doing in the trees?
Well, what do cats do sometimes?
They just take off.
Yeah.
The
Well, anyway,
they
the
were
cats
throwing the cats into the trees.
Right.
Crazy people.
The cats took off like bolts of lightning, with one disappearing into the distance and the other running into a sewer line. And he added, they were really scared.
Yeah, because you were throwing them up in trees.
You're throwing them in trees, and you got them out, and you chase them off with a ladder.
They're the monsters.
He also said that if he saw the creature again, he will try to shoot him with a tranquilizer gun that he carries to catch dogs.
Okay. So they got a bunch of cats. They went into the woods, into this park. Okay, they're throwing the cats in the trees, and they had tranquilizers with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were having a good time. Yeah, they were rocking and rolling in the trees.
Now, if they have a tranq gun with the enough of the tranquilizer to take down a dog,
Yeah.
is that enough to take down a 7-foot monster?
Right.
Well, because I would figure a dog is what? How much does Lulu weigh? She's what?
55?
50, 60 pounds-ish ballpark.
Yeah.
So a 7-foot swamp monster kind of a thing, that's got to be pushing at least $3 bills.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think it would work.
So you would need to like get it a bunch of times.
You need like a horse tranquilizer.
Yeah, exactly. So it's the same with a human. So if these guys are average height and weight, and they have dog tranquilizers, they're getting wasted. They're having a great time because you can shoot each other with a tranquilizer, and it'll just get you a little loopy, and then you kind of pull out of it because it's not enough to knock out a human. It's good for a dog.
Why do you sound experienced at this?
I'm just doing some math, man.
Now, later, Rick, he claimed that it was just a large man wearing a green mask and a green blanket. Now, I do have a quote from Cataline. She said, "I know it's real, and what I saw was not a joke. It was not a person in a costume. It was really something that could move around. It could grimace its face. It was growling. It was very aggressive."
And it tried to eat through a windshield the hard way.
Right.
What's the easy way?
You would on edge. You would start like a pizza on edge.
Oh,
Not if you
jeez.
put the pizza up flat and then put your face in it and try to eat it.
Okay. Now we all know.
No, that's the hard way.
Well, after that fourth sighting, this kicked off what you said in the beginning with the largest monster hunt in America.
Yes.
So after that newspaper article came out, tons and tons of people flooded this park. They said there was like over 100 cars at the park, just tons of people trying to hunt this monster down.
Did they find the cats?
Nope. But a Columbus native said people were coming out of the woodwork and they were walking through the woods with baseball bats and shotguns. It was getting to be a thorny situation.
Dun-dun-dun.
Now here's a article from the newspaper. Millrace Park closed nightly. No sightings of the Millrace monster were reported to police Monday, but the park will remain closed to visitors at night. The park has been closed at night since Friday as a safety precaution after police reported persons with knives, clubs, and guns searching the park for the monster. Police said the park was closed to prevent persons from injuring themselves or others while they search for the monster. So they closed the park. They even assigned one of the Columbus Police Department officers, Officer Kenneth St. John. They gave him a new title of Monster Control Officer. So they just patrolled the park, wouldn't let anybody in at night. And
How long do you think he held that job for?
I don't know, once you get a title like that.
I know,
You
right?
gotta-
That's
you
an
gotta
awesome
keep
job.
Right?
That's
Well, yeah, what do you do for a living? Monster Control Officer.
Monster control.
Yeah.
I'm in monster control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder how
I want
long
that title.
before like the regulatory people came over and said, "Yeah, no, you can't do that. That's not. You haven't done anything. You're just sitting around watching monster movies."
Okay.
You're
So
fired.
you just made the title sound not good anymore.
Well, it's an awesome title. It's just that it was like eventually when they do that, like their budgetary meetings, they're going to come back and be like, "Oh, then there's the monster control guy. What are we going to do with him?" Yeah. Okay. Well, he's gone.
Wow, I'm glad
Turn
you're
him
not,
back into a ranger.
glad I don't work for you.
I know. Now, I don't have anything else. Apparently, sightings have continued up to the present day, but nobody's actually seen a green monster. They've just seen Bigfoot-like creatures.
Now, Indiana has a lot of Bigfoot sightings.
Yes.
And UFO sightings.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, from what the homework that I was doing on Columbus, Ohio, which was totally wrong.
What'd you learn about?
Yeah, in Columbus, there's at least 200 sightings a year for UFO sightings. So, but I think Indiana, and I didn't do it on the fly, but Indiana has a ton of sightings also. So, of course, I was like, wait a second, hold on. This mucus monster. Well, first of all, the speculation of it being big and hairy. There was another side of it where it was more of a lizard man and it was covered in moss.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I mean, I figure with that much snot running off you, you're going to be rolling around the swamp. You're going to get
Right.
covered in goo and moss and stuff.
Okay.
So there went back and forth between because it didn't really fit the mold of the Sasquatch. So they're thinking that it was a more of a lizard guy who would just goo and nastiness on him and stuff. So that got me thinking, okay, well maybe he is a lizard man. And then I thought, oh, okay, well, hold on for a second. There are a lot of Sasquatch sightings, and this lizard man is just new on the premises. And I'm thinking, wait a second. So then I thought lizard man. So that took me looking at caverns.
At this point, you're completely
I know.
wrapped yourself up in
I
that
know.
red yarn from your board.
Yeah, 100%. So I was like, okay, hold on. If he's a lizard man, and he's possibly from Hollow Earth. So I'm like, okay, well, let's look at the caverns around the area. Okay. Now, granted, I just did this on the fly, which is equivalent to me doing hours of research at home. Yeah, and its correctness and validity.
Of course.
So there are a number of cavern systems. Yeah, in Indiana. There's the Indiana Caverns, Blue Spring Caverns, there's Ohio Caverns. Delaware. Well, I don't know.
That's because you did the research on the fly.
On the fly. Yeah. When I put in Columbus, Indiana Caverns, it comes up with a bunch for Ohio also.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
they're probably all kind of connected.
So what you're saying is you can go from Columbus, Ohio, and pop up in Columbus, Indiana.
That's right.
They're connected.
Yes. And they also go down to the Hollow Earth.
Oh, okay.
So it's an entry point from the Hollow Earth into the top, the upper crust of what we...
Got it.
So it could potentially be a lizard man. Then I thought, okay, well, that could be it, which is why it links back to Dave, because Dave is currently back at the Hollow Earth doing some management, doing some working on some...
Management training.
Team
building exercises.
Yeah, team building. Yeah, exactly. That's where Dave is doing, in case anybody was wondering. Then it got me thinking, okay, well, hold on for a second. If this lizard guy is now kind of new on the scene and there's a bunch of Sasquatch, hold on, he could be a UFO from a UFO. And I'm thinking, well, if he's not a lizard, which is what I really think he is, he could be a replacement as a sanitation engineer for the Sasquatch. So that got me looking at, hold on for a second. If he's a drop point, if Columbus, Indiana is a drop point for UFOs, it could be like a gas station for them, like a pit stop. So I found a place, an abandoned train station in Gary, Indiana. Now this train station is fully underground, a station above ground, and it has the whole network of tubes and whatnot. So I'm thinking, UFOs came. This is like a refill station. Because they're using the train tubes to get underground, refill, gas up, relax, put their feet up, whatever. Mm-hmm. And that this lizard guy, whatever he might be, is a replacement. That Sasquatch is getting kind of tired of picking up trash, alien trash. He's found the beauty of our planet. He's walking through the woods. He's eating his berries. He's doing the good stuff. He's meeting people. He's shaking hands, kissing babies, that kind of stuff. That the lizard guy is his replacement because they're like, Sasquatch is not doing his job. So they start to get this lizard guy out there to start picking up the UFO trash. He's Sasquatch's replacement. Picking up alien garbage.
There you go, everybody.
That's it.
What was that?
That's
6 minutes of the inner workings of Nash's brain.
That's what it is.
Only to have a joke about Sasquatch being a garbage collector.
He is a garbage collector.
Referencing back to episode 31 or 32, the Chestnut Ridge incident.
Yeah.
Wow, way to go. Wait, long play that.
You could wrap it back because that's what Sasquatch, how we got here, was from an alien because they had a lot of trash, whatnot. I'm thinking this train station is like a gas station. There's a lot of litter around there, and Sasquatch is kind of doing his thing. So they're like, hold on, we need a second trash person down there. Lizard man, you're up.
You're still going?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's still going. Yeah.
There you go. If you're a new listener, it's a joke he made on episode 31 or 32, and he's bringing it back.
And it also explains the mucus.
Okay.
Because the lizard guy, he's allergic to our environment.
Oh, okay.
So he's coating his special sealant.
No, he's just blowing his nose all the time.
No.
He's got sinus issues.
He's got allergies.
Yeah, he's just not used to our environment like Sasquatch is. He's fully adapted to Sasquatch.
Well,
this guy just got here and he's snotty all the time.
Well, all right.
Doesn't understand how to work windows, doors, things like that.
Then we'll wrap up with this letter that was sent on November 17th, 1974, to the editor of the Republic newspaper, asking people to ignore the monster. I am writing in regard to the green hairy monster that seems to have gotten the whole city in an uproar. All this monster is some D-nut trying to get attention. Now, I don't know what the D is supposed to be. It's D -- nut. I wonder if it's like deranged nut, and the newspaper just...
Or D.
But D-nut sounds funnier. All this monster is some D-nut trying to get attention. And from all the articles I have seen, it looks like he has succeeded. If every one of those silly fools out there looking for it will stay away from Millrace Park for a while, it would realize what an ass he or she is making of themselves and quit this silly masquerade. But as long as it has an audience, it will keep on performing. It is getting so that families can't even enjoy spending an afternoon in a public park without some fool trying to scare them away. So wake up, Columbus, and don't let this so-called monster make you a monkey out of you.
Oh, my
Signed,
goodness.
Karen from Columbus.
Yeah, really.
He's just trying to keep the park clean. He's just doing his job. That's all. And he's, has a lot of snot.
And it was just a concerned reader, not Karen.
Yeah.
I thought that was super funny. Mm-hmm. All right, the Millrace Monster.
Yep.
Now, no other sightings with that specific description
No.
since then. But there are other monsters similar to this that were spotted in other areas, other states.
So he could have just moved on to another
Right? We'll
location.
save those kind of monsters for another episode. Yeah. All right. Well, that was fun. Mm-hmm. It was fun. My brain hurts a little bit from Nash, but that was super fun.
So does mine.
Yeah, I saw the smoke coming out of your ears. All right. Why don't we take a quick break and we'll come back with listener paranormal experience and some other fun things. We'll be right back. And we're back. All right. The Millrace Monster. Any final thoughts? We all good? We got all that out of us?
No, I think, it was just a small amount of time in 1964.
74.
74.
Sorry. I know. Sorry. So I
God,
think
get it
he.
right,
I know.
Alicia.
I think he just kind of moved on at that point.
He got fired.
Yeah, he left.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's what happened.
He got fired. He tried to do his job, didn't do it very well, and the aliens were like, "Come on, buddy, you go. You're done. Give it back to Sasquatch." You're snotting on things. It's making a mess. It's stinky.
I feel like there's times you learn lessons. And for me today, it was to ask any final thoughts. So on the next episode, I will do that.
No more final thoughts.
No more.
All right. We heard from Chris M. Hey, guys. Sorry it's been so long since y'all heard from me, but fire season has been crazy for us.
Oh, yeah.
I got a story y'all would love to hear about. So for one of the firehouses I work for, I'm on a truck company, ladder truck, and we got dispatched to a fatal car accident a few towns away to help due to the fact that we have special gear. Well, when we got there was a Jeep that had rolled down a ditch about 50 feet down a hill. We could still hear someone screaming for help, so we got down there and started cutting the car up while we heard someone talking to us saying help, and they were hurt. Once we got the Jeep off the person, they were clearly dead and couldn't have been talking and screaming to us, so we looked around for an hour and found nothing. A lot of the guys were a little freaked out about this because the guy had been dead for hours, and he was the only one there. So who was yelling at us from inside the Jeep?
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
That's eerie.
That's really spooky.
Chris, thanks for sharing that with us.
I know.
And stay safe out there, man. Mm-hmm. Oh, and we heard from Sean. He said, awesome episode in reference to the last one we did about Lake Ontario.
Oh.
I'm curious if you stayed away from the disappearance of the lost ship Speedy due to the name Pasquale. I don't know if I said that right, but I like what Sean's trying to say, that if we thought that word was too hard, we were just going to ignore that whole subject. Or maybe you never came upon the story of Speedy. In 1804, it sunk within sight of the Pasquale shores, yet no bodies or wreckage was ever found. Now, I did look this up, and I found that a chicken coop and a compass box washed ashore, the only remnants of Speedy.
A chicken coop and a compass box.
Yeah.
Huh.
Sean, I feel like it was the latter that we just didn't come upon that story.
Yeah. That's my
And if
guess.
you're listening to today's episode, you know that sometimes research
Can go sideways.
could take you to a completely different state.
Yeah, exactly.
But thanks, man. Thanks for listening. All right, so if you want to send us feedback or a paranormal story, Just go to paranormalpunchers.com. You'll find all the ways to reach out to us. Speaking of reaching out, I reached out on Discord to our Patreon listeners because I thought it'd be fun to do a little Q&A with us. You know, if you have burning questions for Paranormal Punchers, well, we're going to start answering them.
We have burning answers.
This is the first time we're ever doing Q&A. So, Missouri Will, he had a question. Is there one place that you guys have heard of that you would absolutely never visit?
West Virginia.
Whoa, settle down there.
My goodness.
For me, it would probably be the Doll Island in Mexico.
Yeah.
You couldn't pay me to visit that place.
Yeah.
I don't like dolls. Good question. Thanks, Will. Lish, why don't you start?
I'm pretty much on the same page as Missouri Will. Dolls scare the crap out of me. And also there's, snakes and spiders and all sorts of crazy things on those islands. So I'm like, no. No, thanks.
Mine would have to be, of course, in West Virginia. Is it Montauk, where the mind experiments were happening?
That was in New York.
Long Island?
Yeah.
Is that what it was? Where the brain...
Was it Long Island? Yeah.
I thought that was West Virginia, where they had the radio towers and they were controlling people's minds.
No, that was New York.
Okay, well, see, there you go. That's I just don't want to be near that.
So you don't want to go up to Montauk, New York.
There you go.
You're okay with West Virginia.
Well, West Virginia has a lot of crazy stuff. It has its own Bermuda Triangle. It has a ton of really crazy stuff. So I'd probably avoid West Virginia. But the idea of somebody, my brain has a hard enough time working as it is. Mm-hmm. And so to have somebody else in there tinkering with it and forcing me to think something else, I'll stay away from that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm with you also, Alicia. Doll Island with the spiders and the dolls. Probably not, but I was thinking about this question. There's a lot of paranormal places I want to go check out.
Yeah.
But I think to absolutely never visit would be if I was in an airplane flying over the Bermuda Triangle.
Ooh, yeah.
No, thank you. I don't want to be in a boat or a plane or anything, or going through that section.
Okay. Just avoid that.
Yeah, I don't want to take the chance.
Yeah. All right.
Is there any place that you want to visit?
Skinwalker Ranch.
Okay. Lish?
Oh, this is a tough one because there's quite a few. Now, this might be scary, but Bobby Mackey's. I think that would be really interesting.
Yeah.
That's in Kentucky, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that would be super scary. I like that. For me, I don't know. I mean, it's so close. I don't know why we haven't gone yet, but Eastern State Penn.
Oh, I know.
Right.
Now, there's a lot of places I want to see, but that's so close. I feel like this is a reason to let's just go.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I would like to go to Skinwalker Ranch. I want to try to see it.
I think that'd be a lot of.
But there's a lot of weird stuff that happens.
There's a lot
there,
of weird stuff there, and I think that would be the best chance for us to see a dire wolf.
Right.
And I'd want to go out to where they the Patterson Gimlin, where they got that footage.
Yeah.
Out there. I forget the name of it. All of a sudden, it just fell right out of my head. But out in Cali, it'll come to me in 5 minutes. All right, Larry G asked, "What got each of you into the paranormal to begin with?"
Well, I grew up in a family that really liked to watch weird, strange stuff. So, we watched The X-Files and we watched, Earth 2. And, we were always into, the weird stuff. But I think it wasn't until I really met you, Mark.
Oh, my fault.
I think you were the one that really kind of pushed me into more of the paranormal stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Glad I could be responsible for that. I've always been into weird stuff, horror movies, since I was a kid. But I would say that the MTV show Fear, when I actually saw people going in and doing stuff, and I love how they had what's called the snorri cam, where the camera was attached to their chest or waist, pointing back to their
chest. Yeah.
and just investigating it. And then, of course, you started having ghost hunters and ghost adventures. And I was like, man, you could go visit this place. I just never realized that. Then I wanted to do it. Then I wanted to, see if anybody else is into it.
Right.
And you'd be surprised. There's people then bumping into people that are into it and believe it or want to go investigate. So it's just snowballed after seeing some of their shows till I finally got to go and do it. Now, before Alicia and I were married, we were just dating.
Yeah.
We did go on a evening date and did a investigation down in Gettysburg to the Reynolds death house.
Yeah.
So it was like 2 hours.
That says romance, guys.
Oh, doesn't it?
That's what sealed the deal for you.
Yeah, that's probably when she was like, "Oh, this guy's awesome." But yeah, it was just the two of us and then the guide. So we had the whole place to ourselves. Like I was like, we're locked in, just like on Ghost Adventures. Nothing really happened, but it was super cool to do a ghost investigation with my girlfriend, who would become my future wife.
Nice.
And then we did a couple. Nash, we investigated Jenny Wade, and
I would say for me, it was growing up. Basically, science fiction that's always been my jam.
Right.
It always has been. Aliens, space, the whole 9 yards. So for me, if you notice that, a lot of my stuff turns towards UFOs and a lot of the things that you would cover in your sci-fi genre.
Right.
So yeah, that's basically it for me. I mean, I remember as a kid sitting watching Star Trek with my family, the first Star Trek. And and it just led to this, and then meeting you guys. Oh, the fire grew.
so I'm responsible for that too.
That's
All
right.
Yeah.
Dave's not here to answer, but we'll make him answer it next time he's here.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm a lizard man. It's it's just what we do. Sorry.
Thanks, Larry. We heard from Ray Bands. If you can make a basketball lineup, 5 players, with cryptid/alien.
You said that. I'm like, how many's in a lineup for basketball?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we're all into the ball sports. Which cryptid aliens do you pick? Yes, Nash, you can pick yourself. PSFW.
PSFW. What does that mean?
You can do it.
You got this.
You
You
can
can
do
figure
it.
this out.
PSFW?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Pudding.
Oh, yeah, there you go. There you go.
You needed. Did
my
you need
God.
the hashtag in front of it, maybe to help you out?
It took me a minute. Thank you. I would have never gotten there.
Go ahead and put yourself in the lineup because I've seen you run. So
For a basketball
Just kidding.
game, though.
also, you can, if needed, put in actors like Space Jam mode or movie characters, excluding Air Bud and MJ.
For a basketball, well, there's got to be Sasquatch.
Okay.
Of course.
Of course, Sasquatch. I would probably put in the Wendigo.
Okay.
Wendigo's super tall, fast, yeah, crazy fast. Of course, the gray man, the little gray man, because somebody's got to orchestrate the team in the whole
You
9
need-
yards.
Point guard.
He's your
or
point
whatever.
guard?
Well, the little legs.
your
He's not
Scottie
very
Pippen?
fast. He's
True.
not very fast, and he's so. I would probably throw a werewolf in there too, just because of the sheer brutality of that creature. And then last, for the 5th player, oh yeah, oh no, why didn't I even think about that? Oh my God, it's what's her name? Her name always rolls off the top of my head, and I got to grab it. Tom Cruise's wife, Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, Nicole Kidman, she'd be in there too.
I don't even want to ask why.
I know.
Well, she's a hybrid. She's an alien hybrid.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to go Celine Dion.
No, it's going to be Nicole Kidman because her jaw can kind of unhinge and she can eat people whole like a snake. So I think she'd be right there.
So we don't know if that's true, but so with the Wendigo, a werewolf, and the Nicole Kidman you're describing, the other team could suffer being eaten.
Correct.
During the game.
Correct.
Okay.
Because she's going to basically block so the little gray man can run the show because nobody's going to want to get around her. Okay. And then you have your other playmakers happening: Sasquatch, the Wendigo, Fast, Strong, the Werewolf. Oh yeah, killer team.
Lish is somebody who used to play basketball in high school. Do you think you could build a team to take on Nash's?
Well, so I was thinking about this.
And you, outside of a Bigfoot form, you don't pick any of the same.
Oh,
I went first.
Yeah, build a team to take his on.
all right. Well, I was going to do Bigfoot at the bottom. He was going to be a forward.
There's Bigfoot.
I know.
There's a lot of variants.
You know what? I'll just go with Sasquatch.
Okay, Sasquatch. And then also...
Same thing, but
This mucus monster would be a good one because you could
Yeah.
mucus on the ground and people would slip on it.
Right. So that's my whole thing. I want the smelly ones as forwards.
Okay.
So they would be able to, their odor would
Like
emanate.
the bog monster. or-
skunk ape.
Yeah, skunk ape would be down there. And then as far as your guards, What's the smiling guy down in West Virginia?
See, West Virginia. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, what about the goat? That goat under
The goat under the bridge?
under the bridge. He could jump. Remember, he could jump really, really well, and he ran really fast.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe I could put him there. He'd be a guard. And then he was like an alien, Indrid Cold. I would put him as a
okay.
guard. Or maybe I would
Oh.
have him as the point guard because
Okay.
he's going to be able to direct where people are going. The other guard, I'm not sure.
So you got Sasquatch, you got Skunk Ape, you got Indrid Cold,
Yep.
and what was the other one? You need two more.
The goat.
The goat man. under the
Poplick
bridge?
Monster?
Yeah, the
Yeah, the
Poplick.
Poplick monster.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
I don't know.
you could throw in the Sheep Squatch in there.
Sure, let's do that. Yeah.
Okay. It's an interesting matchup because I don't know.
Team Fur. That could be Team Fur.
Team Fur, yeah.
What about we go with, I'll go opposite of all that. I'll go with the movie characters and fictional characters. Darth Vader.
I thought it was aliens. Oh, you could do aliens
Yeah.
and Darth Vader? What?
Darth Vader, Batman, the Incredible Hulk,
Oh, my God.
11 from Stranger Things, and my final one.
Gary Coleman.
Sure, why not?
For the sheer star power.
Yeah. So there we go.
Okay.
Lish, I really liked, since you played basketball, you were really thinking that through.
Well, you want to stop people from getting up close to the basket. So the smell, I think, would help with that.
Yeah. Okay. I like it. I
But
like it.
if your players can shoot far away, then that doesn't work. But
And Vader could use the Force.
true.
That's
yeah.
why I have the gray
Just
man.
right from one end of the court to the other, right in the
Yeah.
basket.
That's why I threw a gray man in there, because they have the
it's kinda-
telekinetic.
Okay. All right. Fun question. And Larry G had one more. And as tongue-in-cheek as this one is, even if it isn't answered, I have to ask it anytime I'm asked for questions in this type of situation. Seeing as the crew is around my age, the question becomes, is it true that Hot Topic is not punk rock? Follow up, how do we fix it if it isn't?
Hot Topic as the shop? You mean the
Yeah.
clothing store?
Yeah.
That's a tough one, because Hot Topic actually has decent T-shirts in there.
Well, I feel like it used to.
Yeah.
Although I haven't really gone to Hot Topic in probably 15 or 20 years.
Some of the shirts that I've gotten for Evan, like the ones
Yeah.
Fun with what was it? The Fun with Demons or something like that shirts. They came from Hot Topic. They've got a pretty decent selection. So I don't think it is punk rock. I think it's trying to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, in the words of MC Lars, books about Evanescence are not punk rock. Guns N' Roses watches are not punk rock.
That's right.
Hello Kitty iPod cases are not punk rock.
Right.
Rob Zombie lunchboxes are not punk rock. Slipknot binder paper is not punk rock. Tinkerbell pillowcases are not punk rock. Led Zeppelin air fresheners are not punk rock. Hot Topic is not punk rock. Hot Topic is not punk rock. So on and so on and so on.
A Rob Zombie lunchbox. I could go for one of those.
Yeah.
I'd go with, yeah.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't shop there. So.
Yeah, we rarely go there. But every once in a while, if I can't find it at FYE, same kind of thing, I'll run over to Hot Topic, see if I can grab a shirt for my son.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Larry.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. That was fun. We'll probably do that more. The Q&A, I like that. Like being asked about, paranormal, stuff like that. So, hey, if you like the show, enjoyed listening to us babble on, why don't you give us a 5-star on Apple or Spotify, or wherever you listen. It does actually really help the show. And I want to let everybody know, I don't know if I said this on the last episode, but we're gearing up to film our next Halloween extravaganza.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you get to see us live and in living color. Again, it's another trivia kind of show, but we're going to have some other little skits in there possibly. So it should be a fun ride, and I hope everybody checks it out, because if enough people check it out, we want to probably add more video
Yeah.
Right.
of our shenanigans for your enjoyment. So I'm pretty excited to film this, and something a little different this time around. I'm playing.
So it kind of levels the playing field a little bit more.
Nash called down the thunder, and the lightning answered.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep, Lish will be asking. She made up all the questions already, so she's the host. She's going to ask the questions, and I'm playing against Nash and Dave. We modified the game this year a little bit to give Dave an opportunity to maybe get a few points on the board.
Right.
So that should be super fun. We're getting ready to film it soon. I know it's only August, but yeah, we got to shoot it, edit it, do all that stuff to get it ready for October.
Right.
For you to check out. All right. Anything else we should update everybody on?
I don't think so. We got a lot of stuff coming down the pike.
Yeah. Heck
You know, our new comic book, which is out and you could buy now. And we've got the Halloween episode.
Bigfoot Ridge, bigfootridge.com.
Yep.
And there's all kinds of stuff coming.
Which, I don't want to spoil it, may or may not be headed to pre-production to make a movie out of Bigfoot Ridge.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So you want to get the comic book before the movie's made.
That's right. That's right. So you can see how no spoilers.
Don't spoil.
Yeah, what happens to Nash's character? Now, I mean, I'll change all the names in the movie.
Yeah,
Of
yeah,
course.
sure.
We're not playing ourselves. We're not actors. No
We
way
could play
we're doing
each other. So I could play Mark, you could play me, you could play Dave. Wait a minute.
Oh, boy.
that. Dave's not here.
Yeah.
That's an easy one. He's actually not in the comic book. I cut him right out. Sorry, Dave.
Yeah.
Oh, he never listened to this.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's it. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. You're awesome. We'll see you on the next episode. And remember, if it's not weird,
It's not worth checking out.